Welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. Barb has the buyers. You hear from her frequently, and this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how does a home seller handle a shifting market? If it is right, here we go again, 3, 2, 1. Now, Barb, when home sellers are planning to put their homes on the market, how does a home seller handle a shifting market, if it is the right time to sell for them or not?
Well, Richard, most people don't sell a home very often. Some people haven't ever sold a home, so they really have no idea how to approach this very big project, and what exactly to do. What is the checklist of what you're supposed to do to make this transition as smooth and as easy as possible. And technology has changed a lot, particularly probably in the last 12 years. Marketing has changed an awful lot. Everything, when I first started, very few people had a website. In fact, I got one. I didn't know what to do with it, but they're like, "Ooh, you have a website." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." But things have changed quite a bit now that pretty much all the available homes are up online. So we know that buyers will eliminate homes based on the online picture. So the agent that's handling the sale has to really know how to market and has to really understand how to discern whether or not that picture is good or bad for the home seller, because buyers will eliminate homes that they're viewing online in less than 1 minute. That's all the time that you have to make an impression with a buyer. And if you think about it, if you look back, I can look back at homes that sold, I don't know, 2010 to around that time and earlier. The quality of the imagery was really not that great. So the pictures were very pixelated. You maybe only got one photo or maybe two photos. But now the imagery is so high tech and so inexpensive that the buyers can make a decision sitting right at home in their fuzzy bunny slippers and never have to leave their house and know within a few seconds whether or not they even want to be bothered looking at that home. So what's changed, if you look back in the day when the pictures weren't that good, and a buyer would physically go and see on average about 40 homes. And now they're physically going to see 5 to 8 before they're actually writing a contract. I recently had one client tell me that she gives a home 5 clicks. That's all they get before she's moving on to the next house. So they know very, very quickly. And that's why getting the best advice on how to prepare your home for sale, how to be the best home on the block is extremely important. And that's what we do at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. They did a study not too long ago, and they figured out how much time a typical buyer spends looking at homes online and what they look at. It's actually less than 57 seconds, and they look at the outside of the home the most, over 20 seconds. So that's why curb appeal is so important, followed by the backyard, the view, followed by the living room, followed by the kitchen, then the master bathroom, and then the master bedroom. So we have to make sure that we're presenting the market in that order, in that way, to really create a lot of demand and motivate that buyer to leave their fuzzy bunny slippers and come take a look at it. And it's sad to say, Richard, that most agents actually spend less than $89 a month on marketing. Okay, photos cost 3 to 5 times more than that all by themselves, professional photos. Yeah. Some agents will take their smartphone, and we see this a lot online, where they'll take their smartphone, they'll take some happy snaps. A lot of times you'll see them in the photo. You'll see that there's no effort to really make the home look good. And that's just because they're uneducated, and unfortunately, the industry is terrible at teaching agents what to do, how to help a home seller get to the finish line. And that is why the words Your Home Sold, which are our words, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, get 2.7 billion searches on Google, and some of these other big box firms might get a few 100 million, and that's it. Because the big box firms their target market is to get a bunch of agents to hang their license, Your Home Sold is specializing in helping people sell homes. That's what we do. And so promotion is absolutely so important because you want to motivate the buyers to come look at the home. It starts with preparation for photos, followed by great photos. And you know what? The seller's going to have no idea on earth who is eliminating their home online. There's no record of that. But we know that 80% of the decision to go or no go is based on the online presentation. So it's absolutely critical that we get that right. So if you're thinking of selling your home, you want to find an agent that absolutely knows how to get the right marketing to help you maximize your sales price. So you want to be the best home on the block, and that includes preparation, staging, getting good curb appeal, making sure you have professional photography, virtual tours, videos, talking house ads, and even drone imagery. Because if you don't get that right, it could be the difference between a buyer passing on even looking at your home or buyers clamoring to get in to see your home. So let's start and take a look at staging. It's interesting that a lot of people think staging is kind of a fluffy thing, and it can be very expensive. Let's start with different kinds of staging and why we even do it. So according to a study done by the National Association of Realtors, a buyer will pay anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 more for a house that's staged versus not staged. That doesn't mean every time we have to bring in furniture. A lot of this stuff nowadays can be done digitally, which is really cool. But basically, one of the things that we do with our clients, especially if they're living in the home, is something that we call redesign, where we work with their decoration, their style, and just give them a checklist room by room by room on what to do and what not to do, what to put away, what to leave out. Because of course, you don't live in the home the same way you would present it to the market for sale, and that we help recommend taking away clutter, taking away excess furniture, so you're prepared to have your home look a wow on photo day. Many agents take very little effort in staging, and you can see it on the pictures online. People joke about this all the time. I see all kinds of imagery out there, but staging is important. Sometimes in empty rooms, we'll bring in pieces. Sometimes we do it digitally. This is an image of a really nice room, but all the furniture in there is digitally inserted. Here's another one where we didn't actually bring in staging. This is digital. We had the image of the empty room and we made it look, oh, wow. Sometimes we can take clutter out digitally. I do that all the time. We get pictures back sometime and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look good with the trash can outside in the kitchen. Yeah. So I will just have the virtual assistants just make that go away and it looks wonderful. And the whole idea is to create demand. We want to make sure that we get the buyers to be motivated to view your home, to actually leave their fuzzy bunny slippers and take a look at it. That means they actually are interested. And that way we avoid what we call online buyer elimination. Richard?
You're listening to The Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And you can always reach Barb at 719-301-3900. We're talking about how to make your home the very best it can be in photos and in reality, so you get the very highest price for the biggest investment in your life. Tell us more, Barb.
Well, absolutely. We know that buyers eliminate homes in less than a minute and just 5 to 8 clicks of a mouse. So we want to make sure that, first of all, they love it online, because the next step for buyers is they will drive by. And that's why curb appeal is so important. They're going to drive by your house. Many times they do this before they even talk to any real estate agent. They don't want to talk to a scary salesperson unless they know that that one is one that they actually want to get in and see. And if they like what they see, at that point, they will actually ask to go inside and take a look at it. So we do different things to really attract the buyer to want to come and see it. One of them is just a short video. The videos have gotten shorter these days because Google really likes them. They put them out there for free, and we can put it up on the MLS and Realtor.com and Zillow and everywhere. And the buyers really want to get a feel for the layout, the floor plan, And again, they are trying to eliminate homes based on the online presentation. So it's important to get that right as well. Now, there'll be some agents that will offer, Matterport and some of this heavily detailed stuff. The only problem with that is it's kind of hard to navigate through those online. And sometimes it will give too much information. Like the imagery is so good, you could zoom in and see the dust on the baseboards. It's amazing. So we want to make sure that we get that presentation of your home absolutely right, so that you get the most amount of buyers coming to your home at the same time. We also offer something very exclusive. It's called our Talking House ad. And that's for the people that are driving by. So you may have noticed, Richard, that the younger generation, they don't like talking on the phone. Is that true for your family?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. They do everything on their phone except talk on it. It's
That's
text
right.
messages the majority of the time, but talking, not so much. They don't care to talk with their family, much less somebody who's a realtor.
That's right. They don't want to talk to a scary salesperson. So we actually have a secondary sign that we put up called Our House Talks. Has a unique ID for your home, where they can get the information straight about your house, the price, the videos, the pictures, all that information 24/7 without having to talk to a scary real estate agent. And because of that, we get more calls. Even drone imagery is helpful for the bird's eye view. And again, the whole idea is to avoid buyer elimination online. And many home sellers think that we show absolutely everything in the house, and that's not true. So there's some areas that you can kind of relax on. Typically, we do not photograph the inside of garages unless they're spectacular or massive outbuildings. A lot of times, people that like outbuildings will care about that, or maybe, people with horses and that sort of thing. And also, we typically don't shoot the inside of closets because they just don't photograph very well. Less is more is always good. You want to make sure that the home looks a wow. And then you want to make sure you price it right. So I recently sold a home. This is after the market shifted, where their family, it was a family home that they inherited, and it was built in the 80s, and it definitely had a lot of 80s style. Like it had the mauve kind of pink carpet, and just not a lot of updating. It was big, huge home on acreage. So we priced it slightly low because we knew that it wasn't completely updated, but it had a really nice lot. And they took my advice and only did the things that I asked them to do, which was replace the pink carpet. That doesn't go over very well. What will happen if you don't replace flooring that's old and tired is the buyer's offer, if it comes in, will be exponentially less than the actual cost to replace that item. So you're always better off doing flooring, because that, even though the kitchen wasn't updated in this home, the flooring was ready. It was move-in ready. They could always do kitchens and baths later. We ended up, this is just a few weeks ago in November, having 85 people at the 1 hour open house. And we got 6 offers, and it sold for $75,000 over asking. So if you're thinking of making a move, you want to call the agent that knows how to create demand, knows how to help you price it right, knows how to help you prepare the home so you get top dollar. And we'd love to help you with that. Give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
And remember, Barb has been doing this year after year, hundreds and thousands of sales. So she knows what works and what doesn't work in a varying market. You're listening to The Real Estate Voice. That is Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. That's barbhasthebuyers.com. When we come back, we'll be discussing what happens if your house doesn't sell, plus Barb's hot new listings. You want to stay tuned for that.